It's Friday, September 8th, 2023, and this is the Washington Times front page. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. Senate Republicans have little appetite for impeachment proceedings against President Biden, presenting another roadblock for House Republicans trying to persuade skeptics in their ranks. Ramsey Touchberry reports House Republicans say opening an official impeachment inquiry would unlock more investigative powers to uncover the extent to which then Vice President Biden was aware of or involved in his son Hunter's business deals. But many Republican senators aren't buying it. West Virginia Senator Shelley Moore Capito equated an impeachment inquiry of Biden to retaliation for House Democrats' two impeachments of then President Trump. The Supreme Court is expected to give more guidance on gun control laws and the Second Amendment after many courts struck down restrictions to allow drug users, felons, and domestic violence offenders to possess firearms. Alex Sawyer reports various courts have issued more than 400 gun control rulings since the court struck down a New York law last year, which required people to show a need to carry a firearm. That analysis is according to the Giffords Law Center to prevent gun violence. In the majority opinion in New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin, Judge Clarence Thomas said a firearms law must be consistent with the history and traditions of gun ownership to comply with the Second Amendment. The Government Accountability Office says erosion along partially constructed wall panels at the southern U.S. border with Mexico have become so bad that it is now undermining the integrity of the panels. Stephen Dinan reports wall contractors walked away from construction after an order from President Biden halting all activities there in 2021. They also stopped working on planned remediation, such as installing drainage culverts and repairing floodplains to control erosion. GAO investigators also pointed out the Trump administration ran roughshod over environmental laws when building the wall, skimping on collaboration with state, local, and tribal governments, and wreaking havoc on the land. Construction crews are getting to work on a lithium processing plant at an open pit mine in northern Nevada that mine owners say will soon produce vital material for electric vehicle batteries. Bill Gertz reports workers at the 6,000-acre Thacker Pass mine recently started work on the processing plant there, which is the first step in a contested $2.3 billion 40-year mining program. The mine, about 200 miles northeast of Reno, holds an estimated 16.1 million metric tons of what Lithium Nevada Corp calls Made in America lithium, destined for use in electric vehicle batteries. U.S. producers have been heavily dependent on foreign production sources, including China. And finally, poll numbers showing President Biden tied for or losing to most of the Republican presidential primary field is causing alarm among Democratic strategists. Susan Ferricchio reports new polls find Americans souring on the president. A poll conducted by the Associated Press and NORC Center for Public Affairs Research found that nearly 70% of Democrats view Biden as too old to effectively remain in office beyond 2024. And a CNN poll found only 39% of voters approved of the job that Biden is doing. Although the president has gone on the road to promote his economic policies, 58% say that his policies have worsened the U.S. economy, an increase of 8 percentage points from a poll taken last fall. Find all today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Washington Times in any major podcast app. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.